moving through a systematic process to live in a new mindset a few months from now by taking seriously God's command found in Romans 12:2, to not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Science has finally caught up to God's word, so that this biblical thrust translated into neurobiology is this: mental activity strengthens the neural pathways in your brain associated with what you focus on with your thoughts and feelings. So the more you repeat a new thought or action and feel the feelings, the bigger the pathway inside your brain that exists for that thought, action, or feeling. Repetition causes thoughts to become a natural part of us, with no regard for whether they're good or bad, positive or negative, life-giving or self-defeating. Think about that. Thoughts kind of just are. We are the ones who can determine if our minds are filled with things like a growth mindset or gratitude or confidence or peace or joy or love or not. We are learning to take thoughts captive to make them obedient to Christ, like encouraged in 2 Corinthians 10:5. In our journey thus far, we've learned a bit about how our brains work, and now we are in the practical nitty-gritty of it. As we have surveyed our troublesome areas of life and stuck places, we've landed on a focused thought for change. Do you have yours? Because it takes a couple of months for practicing and thinking a new thought before the new neural network takes over, it is time to start that repetitive work. If the area you want to change has been created in trauma or childhood, it can take many months. But the bottom line here is that the work will work. So the S of shift is for us to see it. That's why we have started with what we want to change, so that we can actually then name the actual thought we want to live in. See it is literal. Write it down. I would actually encourage you to pause this and get out a piece of paper or pull out your journal and write this down, as well as type it in your phone for your screensaver. Go ahead, do it. No kidding. I want you to be able to look at the thought before we go any further. Taking in information through your eyes adds an important layer of activation in your neurochemistry, in addition to thinking the thought. Literally see it. From now until our next installment, keep writing this statement down. Creatively, perfunctorily, in normal spaces, in weird spaces. Just see it as often as possible. Pick out the words of your new thought from billboards, commercials, TikTok narrations. Type it over and over. This is your first step. Seeing your new thought. Just do it and trust your brain. Don't assess, is this working? Every time. Just do it. Write it down at least 10 times a day so that you are reading it in some form of text every day. So I can speak in front of my class. I am thankful for my spouse. My job is a blessing in my life. I'm worthy of love. I can do hard things. For the two identified targets of change we'll be working on during this series, I'm not enough and anxiety is unbearable, you would write down, who I am is enough and anxiety is difficult, but I can tolerate it. See, this engages more the left side of the brain, but see it is also imaginative, which engages more the right side of your brain. See it also means to visualize yourself living in that new thought. So visualize yourself in your new neural pathways, standing in front of a classroom, no longer feeling daily bitterness at your spouse, but instead smiling with them, being contented at your workplace, actually deeply taking in and receiving a compliment or hug from someone, since you're worthy of love, or getting through a very challenging day with strength and perseverance. So for who I am is enough, imagine being at the end of a meeting, a day with your young children or helping a friend, and feeling like you did what you could and it was enough. There's no rising high bar, but showing up was plenty. For anxiety is difficult, but I can tolerate it. Envision yourself encountering a previously feared situation, feeling your heart rate start to elevate and palms start to sweat. But through deep breaths and calming actions, you get through it without panicking. So there are your steps for change at this point. See it in written form, taken in through your eyes as many times as possible, and in imaginative visualized forms as you see yourself in that new headspace. Not only will the work, I promise you, but we must remember that true change is almost never overnight. It happens through consistent and ongoing exposure in small increments. Get after it, and I'll see you again soon.